we say they can also join. I hope we are all good and fine. I know you have gone through the whole uh, material. So let me, and then we must have gone through the videos again. Now, what I want to do now is I want to come in. Okay, before that, before this, let me try and help us walk through the team leadership. We need to I want us to take through. Okay, I want us to now. What's the feedback? Have you been able to work on? Have you been able to work on the workbook?
Yes, I was a bit on the strategic planning, the one on the table.
I did. I think we have. I mean, I'm trying to. I think I gave 2 or 3 tables like that or something.
I think
we have 2 tables and one workbook.
Yeah, the first one you sent was a workbook, and then
okay, have you been able
followed
to
by the 2 tables.
my network good with this? Okay. I was later on. I will still share with us my own slide on disruptive leadership and that. But we will not go. Maybe we'll go through this. Did we see this?
Yes, we saw it.
Okay. Have you been able to go through it? Have you been able to pick it? Or do you want to understand how it is now? What I intended to do with this matrix table is for us to look at key areas of school, of a school. Now, there are a lot of areas. There are a lot of areas in schools, but I feel that these are much more. These are areas that makes a school to be visible. It makes a school to be unique. These are the unique selling points of an educational institution. So these areas are very, very important, and these are areas I feel innovation should be constant, consistent, and sustainable. So areas like your curriculum design and delivery. How does your what is the curriculum of your school? Then how is it being delivered? What is the school strategy and growth management? What are the strategy of the school in terms of numbers, in terms of quality, in terms of enrollment, in terms of teacher management, in terms of human resources management, in terms of facility, and what's your growth management strategies? These are areas I feel you can improve on. Then in terms of use of technology, how well have you integrated technology in your school? Then in terms of leadership and management practices, what are the leadership and management practices that is obtainable in your school? In terms of student engagement and voice, how well are your students powerful? How well are they represented? How well are they valued? How strong is their voice? Are they part of people that are that make decision, that they are part of decision-making process? Are they seen and known as a voice within the school? Again, part of it is community and parental engagement. How well are you engaging with the immediate community where your organization is? How well are you engaging with the parents who are also stakeholders? Then what is your infrastructure and environment like? How many facilities do you have? How many against how many facilities you are supposed to have? Then what is the learning environment like? Is it friendly? Is it hostile? Is it convenient? Is it comfortable? Now, when we talk about environment, we have about three environments in an educational institution. We have the physical environment, we have the psychological environment. Now, physical environment are the aesthetics that you see, how beautiful a school is to the eyes. A school must be appealing, inviting, and efficient and effective to the eyes. That is the physical. To the mind, that is the psychological. Because if a school is not appealing, low learning will take place there. So how is it like to the mind? And then how is it like to the heart in terms of emotion? Is it a place where people feel loved? Is it a place where people feel hatred and so on? And then your human resources management. How are you managing the human resources in your organization? In terms of school branding, branding is what people think your school is. That's branding. It's not about having a social media platform. It's not about having YouTube, having a website, and all those ones. Is having a printed shirt, having everything. It's not about that. All those ones are part of what makes a brand of a school. But the meaning of branding is what people think about your school. You're also a brand. We have personal brand, we have organizational brand. What people think about you is your brand. If people think, for instance, if you mention Emerald, for instance, one of the things I've done a research and conducted what's it called, and people say, as far as they know Emerald has to do with training, consulting, and the like. And I said, in terms of service, what do you know Emerald for? They said excellence and quality. That's a good brand. That people know that this organization will not do anything that is short of excellence. So that's branding. So what's your branding like? What is your enrollment your partnership, and your public relations. How is it like? Your projects, what are the projects going on in your school? Your finance, the professional development of all persons that are in the school, and then how is your assessment and evaluation like? These are key areas of the school, because sometimes assessment and evaluation, both for staff, for students, in terms of academic and non-academic, sometimes separate the school. If you go to a particular school, you see there is a pattern, there is a way they assess their student. That if you see, once you see anybody outside and you see a paper or you see an information on assessment, maybe a question, there is a pattern to which they set their questions, there is a pattern to which they assess their student, there's a pattern to which they assess their workers. So when you see it outside, it belongs to this particular school. People already know, because they are innovative in terms of their assessment and evaluation. So these are areas I was thinking you are going to look at. Now, as school leaders, this innovation matrix wants you to rate your school innovation from 1 to 10. One being the least, and 10 being the highest. Now, how well are you innovative in these areas? You are evaluating your school and you are evaluating yourself as a leader. In fact, anytime you will notice that this in my today's shirt, I'm wearing HR consulting. We usually do human resource consulting for education for schools. Now, we have what is called teacher innovation matrix table. If I go for HR consulting, we want to assess the teacher, we want to look at how innovative, because the more the workforce are innovative, the more the innovative result that they see. That's one of the things I've observed. So if you have abundance of innovative people within the team, the school moves faster. That is why I said it is good to recruit leaders and not teachers alone. You recruit leaders, not teachers, because if you recruit teachers, what we have employed them for is to teach and go home. So you cannot blame them when they are teaching and they are doing their work, because what you have done is to recruit leaders. But that's a story for another day. That's a teaching for another day. In terms of human resources, everything, or it's going to be another masterclass. So you recruit leaders. And what leaders are supposed to be known for is innovation. Leaders are supposed to be innovative. They look at situations from better perspectives with the hope of turning that situation or transforming it better and producing better results. So the essence of this school innovation matrix table is to help you see down. Number one, assess your school in these 14 key areas. How well are you innovative? So you mark it. Then so you're going to have it in two. You're going to print it in 2 ways. Then you also look at your own as a leader. How well are you innovative in these areas? So now the essence of assessing yourself like this is to check your level of innovation, to check your level of creativity. I'm talking about you assessing yourself in this area now. Your level of creativity. By the time you mark it, you now see that you have not been, you don't notice that you may not have been creative enough. Maybe that is why your school is where it is. So it helps you it gives you a deep feedbacks. For instance, to help you achieve it better, reflect on what has been before. Maybe in the curriculum. For instance, to give you an illustration, I was once a vice principal of a school, and then in that school, before they just do classes as a like and a like. So when I sat down, this were the area, and that's why I developed this myself. So it was developed myself. So I sat down. I set about, is it 3 to 4 weeks? I was now looking at different areas of the school. I started with the curriculum. I got the curriculum together. Why are we having the curriculum that we are having? In fact, later on, I now discovered that there is a difference between curriculum mastery and subject mastery. I observed that most teachers there were what's it called? They are subject masters, but not curriculum master. They have not mastered the curriculum. And I said, it is what makes the school unique. A unique selling point of the school is when a school is able to develop its own curriculum pertaining to the environment that they find themselves. For instance, you may ask yourself, do you need a vocational training in your school? Why? If the school is a high-level industrial area, you may not need it. Maybe what you need more is technical curriculum that teaches people to be creative and the likes. Maybe that's what you need more. But in a place where you are living in an environment where there is high level of poverty, for instance, maybe the environment is so you need a vocational training to support the learning so that a learner is not only balanced academically, is balanced such that he's able to provide for himself from what he have learned. So in developing it, and that's one of the problems we have. I usually say for Nigeria, one of the problems we have in Nigeria is that as a nation, they are copying verbatim what is obtainable in the European countries, whereby a curriculum is supposed, I'm talking of design now, is supposed to cater for the local needs of that environment. Because how we rate a school, the rating of a school is dependent on the economic value of that school. And what is the economic value of a school? What the products you are producing, what can they do? Your school is supposed to be measured by its economic value. And the economic value of your school is how viable, how useful, how productive are the products that you are producing. That's it. So sometimes you just need to sit back and look at how many people have we produced in this school? What are their relevance? That is how a curriculum is supposed to be designed, based on what economic value you want to give to the society. So now, immediately you have designed your curriculum. So in terms of curriculum, of course, you should know that when you are designing curriculum, you have to look at curriculum, co-curricular, and extracurricular. I don't want to take you deep into it. It's a teaching of its own, separate. You look at the curriculum, the co-curricular, and that's why I encourage school leaders and owners engage intelligent consultant. We are discussing, I think I posted something on Facebook. I said, I was having a chat with someone and they said they have a consultant. I said, I was not like, why are all these things? Why are they not in your school? So what is the work of that consultant? The consultant is supposed to look at a table like this and assess your school based on it. How innovative have you been in these areas? And start helping you to structure it the way it's supposed to be. So the first thing to look at, go back and look at your curriculum. How rich, how sustainable is your curriculum? Then when you look at academic work, you also look at co-curricular. For instance, there is a particular school I had to design a curriculum for. And I told the school leaders there that, for instance, if I'm supposed to teach, let's say I'm used to more of let's say I'm a secondary school teacher and I'm a chemistry teacher, for instance. If I'm supposed to teach chemical industry, for instance, part of the curriculum design is that I must visit a place that is related to chemical industry. so that while they learn in class, they have an experiential knowledge, like a field trip. So your co-curricular works include field trips, projects, excursions, paper presentation, term research. All these are co-curricular, and each of the topics as in that curriculum, in that syllabus, must have a co-curricular activity that support the learning. So it makes the learning richer. So you must go and dissect your curriculum, look at it, set up a team, look at it very well. What kind of curriculum are we using? And I've observed that most teachers don't even understand what curriculum is. What they know is about their subject master, not curriculum masters. So you have to be able to. So in curriculum design, there must be innovation coming up. Then after curriculum and co-curricular, you also have extracurricular. You look at the environment again. What is missing? Now, under co-curricular, you could support with the technical education, support with the vocational education, and so on. Then under extracurricular, you begin to look like clubs. Do we have clubs? Now, what is the purpose of clubs? Are there programs? For instance, there was a time I helped a school develop paper presentation. The essence of that paper presentation is that at the end of the year for SS3 students, they are going to do a research work to mark the end of their 6th year. If you have gone through a secondary school for 6 years, culminating with everything you have learned, you must be able to identify a particular problem that you can solve. From there, what you are going to develop is ability to think between and beyond whatever you have learned over time and be able to solve a particular problem. They use it in university, but sometimes I usually encourage secondary school to start with it, no matter how little it is. It prepares a ground for somebody that is going for higher education. So all these paper presentation, clubs, social gathering, and all of those things, debate, and the likes, these are extracurricular activities, excursions and the likes. So these are extracurricular activities that you need to sit down and design so that the learning experience can be rich, vast, deep, and cater for the present and the future need. So we have gone, the word have gone beyond A for apple, B for ball, C for cat, have a nice day and bye-bye, and the person finished secondary school or primary school. The world has gone beyond that. And it is the work of the leader to innovate. So you look at your curriculum design. Then after that, you now look at how the curriculum that you have designed. So there is a unique, so one of your unique selling points as a leader is that your curriculum is rich and is specifically designed for your school and your environment. Such that when you now begin to have parent community, they understand that this is rich enough. And that's why you see some school, you will notice that, you will notice that the way some schools have designed their curriculum, they design the curriculum to prepare students for external exam and competition. There is a particular school I once worked with, the Ambassadors College, is in Ota, in Ogun State, in Nigeria. That school, they are known for winning competitions. Hardly will you see any competition that they compete in that they are not going to win. I took time to study, and then I got closer. Then I was invited to speak at one point. So after speaking in that with the teachers, I found out that their chemistry, because I had the chemistry background. I met with the chemist, Mr. Chris, and then he exposed me to how the curriculum was designed. The curriculum was designed that if you are in grade 7, you are going to be doing grade 8 work. Why? Because they want you to have a year ahead, so that when you are going for a competition, you already have an advantage over your competitors. That's how the curriculum was designed. So hardly will you see any competition that they are not going to win. And they are very popular in Nigeria. They are known for, in fact, the unique selling point of that school is they compete, they win. That's the unique selling point. So then, after you have designed, I'm sure the curriculum is, I have to move. It's a long talk. After you have designed the curriculum, you now look at how the curriculum have been delivered over time. Then what innovation can you put in terms of the delivery? Delivery has to do with how it is being executed, how they teach in class. Are there innovations to teaching? That you have, okay, let me give you an instance so that I'm trying to create a picture for you so that you can understand how this thing. Now, if I've designed a curriculum where currently I designed a curriculum for a particular school, and then what we did was that we created lessons start from 8 in the morning and ends by 2:10. After 2:10, anything lesson are stopped. We now move to the core curricula. That's how we design it. So in the core curricula, we have in the core curricula, we have the vocational, we have the digital. Mondays are for vocational. So what was done is that we created vocational classes because the environment the school is generally is a poor environment. So we believe that to support even your academic, even if your parents will not be able to afford your university education because of you have a vocational skill, you can support yourself. That's the environment. It might not apply to all other environments. For instance, if your school is an environment where 80% are rich or are high working or middle class, you may not necessarily need that. What you will need will be different. So based on the environment and based on the vision that you want to achieve, that's how curriculum is being set. What the government gives you is just a guide. That was a question a teacher asked when I was speaking in a particular school. But the government gave us this. I said, what government gave you is a guide. Every school and every teacher are the alpha and the omega of the curriculum. For instance, as a chemistry expert, I found out that in Nigeria curriculum, I found out that the way it was designed, if you take introduction to chemistry, you're not going to take chemical industry by third term. I now help the school to redesign it specifically for that. I said, immediately you finish introduction to chemistry, the next thing must be chemical industry. Why? Because by the time the person understands the branches, the instruments of chemistry, you must expose the person to the application of chemistry even before he starts. So that when he starts learning that chemistry, he already understood that it has industrial and domestic application. That's why I said you are still the alpha and the omega of the curriculum. So that is innovation. You must innovate and sit down. How does this thing apply to us? How do we want to build this school that makes it unique? So in terms of delivery, that's execution now. Don't forget, I told you co-curricular, the way I designed for them. So they do vocational on Mondays. On Tuesday, they do IT, digital, what's it called? On Wednesday, they do language. Because I believe that that Wednesday, if they are doing that language of a thing, it will help them. At least I always believe that a child must have basic knowledge in 3 major languages. I call it local, national, and international. Local is what you know, what you were born with. National is there another language in the nation? So that when you are in that kind of environment, you can interact. International is when you travel outside your nation. What is the most universal language that you must learn? So I believe that a child must be able to speak the local language, must be able to use the national language, must be able to use international language. For instance, so everybody picks, and they're international, we gave options of Spanish, Portuguese, French, because so that everybody have it. So a child that have it in the mind that to travel to Germany is already learning to become it, so they can become relevant. So all these things are very, very important. So that's how we designed it. Then on Thursday, they usually have club meetings and social gatherings and the likes. So the essence of all this, we now go to the delivery. How is it being delivered in the class? What are supposed to be done? So we now also innovate again. A weekly assessment. We assess weekly. We look at the provision of slides. That's use of technology now. So we now said what options are available in terms of delivery. There are blended learning. There is a flipped classroom method. There is a gamified method. For instance, a lesson that requires, that's under 21st century teaching method, a lesson that requires games must not be done, what's it called, collaborative. For instance, a subject, let me give a typical instance. If you are doing chemical industry, let me just do chemistry. For instance, it can be even in primary school, it applies like that. There was a particular training I did last year in a school. I told them one of the work I gave them, it was like a workshop like this. I asked everybody to write out all topics they are going to take in this session. And I said, what method do we want to use? The person, I taught them on 21st century teaching method. What method? Over time, I was now checking the method. I said, no, you cannot use this particular method for this game. If they learn this particular topic with games, they learn it better. Research and find out. So the method of delivery also matter. So, but is a conscious effort that you as a school leader must sit down and look at the curriculum and rearrange and innovate and shake out they are being done. The same thing, I don't want to go, I've read more on school strategy. Now, another one is use of technology. How are you innovating as far as technology is concerned? What is your plan for year one, your plan for year two, your plan for year three, your plan for year four? Then how do we intend to infuse it as time goes on? Then innovation in human resources management. There are a lot of innovation. Some persons like this. That's why we are launching a human resource consulting firm. All of you can subscribe to or get the details from me later. The essence of this is that to bring innovation to human resources, because you believe that I'm dwelling on human resources now because I believe after curriculum, one of the key areas again is human resources. Because if you are not innovative enough in terms of your human resources, over time, you won't see quality people to work with. That's the truth. For instance, as a person, and you are my leader, I'm in your school, for instance. Over time, I've spent 2 years, and I'm beginning to questioning myself. Is there anything to show that I'm in this organization? What is apart from the money? And then I wish we have a lot of school owners and school leaders here. Most people believe that if you are being paid, that's enough. No, sir. It is not because you are being paid enough. Because there is something called job satisfaction and job relevance. Sometimes the pay may give you a sense of paying bills, but may not give you a sense of satisfaction. Satisfaction is psychological. Satisfaction is emotional. A person is not satisfied by what he collects alone or by what he feels. You may pay me a lot of money, but I still feel that something is missing. So innovations must come in the area of human resources. For instance, there was a time I designed something for a particular school. I told the school, let's cultivate innovation in terms of human resources management and training. I said, let's introduce a book review. Every year, every month, the staff are reading a particular book. And anybody that wrote the best review, we will note it down and give the person a gift. Later on, we bought the staff of the month. Later on, a lot of things we just pension scheme. health scheme. Later on, we bought, so a lot of innovations were coming in. Later on, we bought peer review. You have a partner within the organization, and then once in a while, both of you go and check each other's work and give a feedback, and you report to the leader or the HOD. Innovations in that area, so that by the time a staff that comes this time feels good, by the time it's even coming next time, there's another innovation that has come in again. Maybe before, what we are doing was just peer review. You have added book review to it, that once you win, you get something for it. So over time, they are expecting new things. They know new things are coming. As far as management of human resources is concerned, they are expecting new things. You have created a culture or an environment where people know that if they work, new things are coming. The management is bringing in new innovation for the human resources to thrive. So you must assess yourself on that. Again, I'll talk about branding. I'll just pick one more because of time. You are innovating in terms of how you want people to see your school. That's branding. Like I told you, branding is people's perception about your organization. It is not any other thing. Branding is, if a personal branding is what people think about you. For instance, if you mention Emerald to somebody, they will tell you Emerald is an innovative or a strategy coach. They will tell you he's a consultant. They will tell you anything that is less of excellence, you won't see Emerald there. And that's the truth. Anything that is short, in fact, if you are coming to me as a school owner, and I will tell you, are you ready to go on this journey? Because anything short of, because I won't want to do anything that will not have excellence. You will never see me there. And that's why you see, most of the time, you cannot go for trainings like this and you see some of these things that we are dealing. Because that's the brand. This is what we are selling. We want it not only to be talk, we want it to be practical. So anytime we organize training, is a practical. You go home thinking, how can I make it better? That's what we leave you with. And everybody that have come for our training can testify to it. That's how it is. So that's branding. People's perception of what we do. So again, your school also has a brand. That is, people are thinking about it somehow, some way. Whether it's your duty to think, to innovate, to strategize how people can think about it in a manner. There's a particular school I'm working with currently. Anytime you talk about that school, they will say no examination malpractice and good results. That's the first thing people, although they might say the cost is much, but they will say no exam malpractice and excellent. Why? Because they have run the school has been branded in that way. So, and then part of the branding packages, apart from the perception now, is everything you have. When people come in, how do people come in your school? When people are exiting, how do they exit? What makes your school unique? The uniform, the ID card, the social media platforms, the videos that you are doing. For instance, some people no social media platform, they don't have, but people don't know what they are even doing in that school. They do. They are not creating contents. They are not creating videos. They are not creating any management system, and so on. There is a lot. So you begin to innovate, begin to think. How do we want people to perceive you? And so on. Let me is a like I said, like I told you, is a whole lot. So this is the work I gave you. Now, from everything I've said, your work is now to go and print. Although I'm not supposed, this is one of our consulting material, but because you have come in, like I said, we cannot deliver a training that we are not going to leave it with what to work on, so that by next 2, 3, 4 months, 1 year, you know that I attended the training last year, and this is the result. That's the kind of training we organize, and that's our brand. We say excellence is a norm. Even if you are not paying 1 naira, we will still do something like this, because we know that this is what we need to do. We don't leave you the same. So that's branding. That's branding. So what you are supposed to do with this is to print to and sit down as a leader and assess yourself. Like I told you, before innovation, there must be evaluation. In fact, evaluation is the foundation for innovation. What you don't assess, you can't improve. What you don't treat, you can't transform. So it is important that you evaluate first. So when you now evaluate, you now look at, oh, I'm supposed to have been doing this. That is where strategy can come in. And then when there is no strategy, there can't be synergy. And that's one of the things I found out in education organization. Most people are complaining that their people are not cooperating because there is no strategy. This leader there is not a strategic leader. Nobody is thinking of the next 2 years. Nobody is thinking of the next 3 years. Nothing is putting people on their toes. That if I'm in this kind of environment, there is something is happening and we must flow with it. So it is important as leaders that you assess yourself. How innovative are you? So check all those areas and mark it. If you find out that some people in all the areas that they have not been innovative at all, you will know. Assess yourself and give yourself that score. Also, take another one of this same thing and check how innovative your school is. Now check back 3-4 years. Are you still doing the same thing you are still doing? In fact, the definition of what's it called? Foolishness is to repeat what you are doing. And that's why I tell school owners, you do not expect growth when you have not done something better. And so you now find out that why are some schools not going? Because they have done the same thing for the past 5 years. It's still the same thing they are doing. Nobody should expect growth in that environment. And if your organization is not going, your people will be limited. And when they are limited, they either develop an attitudinal problem in the school or they walk away. So people will not want to walk away because of the pay or because they don't have any option. But some people that they know what they are doing, they walk away. So it is important it is important that we take note of all this. So you go and sit down as a leader and check, rate yourself, also rate your school in the past 5 years. Let's date it back to 5 years. How innovative has your school been in these areas? Now, quickly, like I told you, is a strategy session. I'm not teaching. If I'm supposed to teach, I would have taken you. I have a slide I will share with you later, my own slide for the course. But I will just share with you later. Another part that you need to quickly look at in the document that we have done, I'm trying to check it now, is to now look at the second part, which is the innovation. Which one is this? Is this one? This is the workbook, Abi? Oh no. I'm coming. Let me try and I'm using my phone, not my system. So I think innovation strategy. Okay, good. Now, after you have done it, like I told you, if you see the way we have structured it, you have to start with assessment. You need to assess the level first and assess yourself and assess your team and the likes. Now, once you are done, the next thing is to now look at a strategy session like this. Now, in the strategy session, now that you know where the problem is, now you now make use of this table. First, use it for yourself, and then call your team. Call your team and say, these are the areas. There's supposed to be 14, the thing called the areas of innovation. You will now say, what are the current innovation that we are putting in place in terms of curriculum design and delivery? Write it down. Then you write, what are the challenges to the current innovation that is done? Write it down. Some of the challenges could be people are resisting to it, and so on. It can be that. Then you also itemize what are the new innovation we want to bring in all of these areas. You write it down. Then if you bring this new innovation I'll give you a practical example so that we can relate it to other areas. What are the new innovation? What will be the impact of the innovation? Then what are the strategies you want to put in place for the new innovation to thrive? Then who are the people that are directly concerned? These are how we plan. And I've gotten a lot of feedback. There was a program we did, school business program, where we have school owners. Then the feedback I was hearing that some school owners will say, the thing is not working. They have done it. But sometimes you need a planning table like this. And that's why I would say people attend this masterclass, you are lucky, because this is one of the things we do when we go for consulting work. And then when we have and then again, this general one that I'm doing is this general. But if you want me to work directly with you, we can discuss on that. I would love to work with you, maybe in terms of innovation, in terms of consulting, in terms of your human resources. If you want me to work directly with you, I can work directly with you. We'll now sit down and work on this one after the other. Again, may I say this? After evaluating, you may not take everything at a go. In fact, it's not, and that is where strategy plan. In fact, anybody that comes for our school business program, or anybody I'm consulting for, after we have done assessment of your school, the next thing I do is strategy plan. Because there is no way you can scale when there's no strategy. Now, forget vision. You must have vision. Yes, you must have mission. You must have corporate goals. You must have core values. Those are core. After all those ones, the next is your strategy plan. Your strategy plan must date from what you are going to do 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, at least minimum of 10 years. So there is a map that everybody is following. There is a map. Everybody is following the map. So if you do not have that, there will be a problem. So then when I now notice that most school owners won't even have, I know there is a problem somewhere. Forget, and some people will say, but my school is still small. Forget your school is small. In fact, it is even better when it's small than when it's become big. Because when your school is big and you don't have all of these things in place, you are going to run into problem. And that is why the sustainability of educational organization is at risk. Because if there are no foundations for all of these things, at the long run, your school may go up, and after that, it comes down again. Law of diminishing return. And I usually say this, you might experience it, but the impact will not be much. Or at a point in the school life, law of diminishing return might set in. That means that you have been popular. A lot of people are knowing you. At some point, the team may break because of new innovations. But again, you can still maintain it for as long as when there is a strategy in place. So the sustainability of school is in serious problem. Why? Because there are no strategy plans in place. So you have to look at the people involved. If you are bringing an innovation, it is not everybody that you are going to. Let me say this. Everybody may participate, but not everybody might be in the planning of that strategy or of that innovation. That is where sometimes some school owners get it wrong. You want to bring something. But one of the things I encourage school owners to do is that if you are trying to bring an innovation, you must have, I call something a team. There's another place called a core team. And there's another called the inner circle. A leader must have this category of people. Your team is everybody, people that are working with you. All of them are your team, and you must see them as that. Don't see them as workers. Don't see that people that you are paying salary to, or the government is paying salary to. No, they are your team. Everybody is working to achieve a goal. However, you must have a core team. That core team are people of like minds. The innovations and then they have gone ahead in terms of their thinking mentality. They have gone ahead in terms of learning, in terms of training, in terms of experience, in terms of expertise. You have invested in them. So they are the core. So when things are coming, it comes to them first before others. Then you now have people that are called the inner core team or the inner circle, probably 2 or 3 persons that they understand you to the point that if you are saying A, they know that it is A and they move with it immediately. The core team may not know because you have to bring it to them, sell it to them and the like. But it's the work of the core team to spread the details to the team. But it is the work of the inner circle to spread it to the core. That's how it's supposed to be. There is a level to this thing. So you look at the people that are involved, you look at resources that are required. You have to measure how much resources do we require for this innovation to come in place. How much will it might not be money alone. It can be facility, it can be people, and the resources that are involved. Then the systems of operation. How is it going to work? Because whatever innovation you are bringing in and you want it to be sustainable, it must be systemized. It must be systemized. Systemized means that it becomes a core of your operation. That even when you are not there, it is still in place. So how do you systemize the work? Then look at success criteria. The success criteria is how do we measure that we are successful with this innovation? How do we measure? What are the indicators that will tell us that finally this innovation is a success and it has been successfully integrated in the school? Those are the then deadlines. You said this innovation we are bringing. What is the first deadline? That means if it's in phases. For instance, if you want to integrate technology, you might not integrate all technologies at the same time. Okay, at the end of 1 year, what are we supposed to be seeing? At the end of 2 years, what are we supposed to be seeing? So that everybody understand the deadline. Then what are the possible challenges? You must envisage it. That if this innovation is not coming in place, what are the things? This table I'm showing to you now, we call it in leadership system thinking. You are not thinking laterally. You are thinking systematically. You have envisaged everything envisageable. You have put into consideration everything that needs to be, so that when you now systemize it, you can sustain it. That is the problem we have in most organizations. They are not systemized, so they cannot sustain. After 1 or 2 years, the thing dies naturally. Because nobody is envisaging what challenges are we going to face? How do we overcome those challenges? Who are the people involved? What are the success criteria? What are the resources that will be needed? And so on. So this is called system thinking, and it's a core of innovative leadership. An innovative leader is a system thinker. So all these are very, very important. And then we look at the solutions to challenges. What challenges are we going to face? How do we solve those challenges? And then what are the areas that require research and development in this innovation? Because somebody must be responsible for making more research. And that's why you see that in big organizations, they have research and development. An organization may bring a particular product, but they are trying to improve it. For instance, one of the core sponsors of our school summit Africa that is coming, Adverse. When Adverse started, they just started as an ordinary learning management system. Now, they have introduced personal learning by Adverse. They have introduced AI into their learning management system. They have introduced free data subscription into their learning management system, and so on like that. Now, why? Because a particular people are committed to making research to improve the innovation. Innovation that you do not improve on, you cannot leverage on it. So innovations, that's a core characteristics of innovation. Innovation are meant to be improved on because they are not going to start out as excellent. So you have to continue to improve them so that they can become better. And that is the place of assessment and evaluation. You must continually assess and evaluate. So what I expect you to do, you sit down. This may take you roughly, if I will not, because and then like I said, if you want me to work with you, if I'm working with you on this, it will take us 6 months. Because we will take it one after the other, and you're not going to implement everything at a go. You might say, for this term, let's focus on curriculum and systemize it. You might say, for this term, let's focus on human resources. Let's look at what innovation can we bring into the human resources. And then we add, and then we systemize it. They become our system. So they move like that. So this that you are seeing here may take you 5 to 10 years to fully implement them. Yes, it's possible. Because you have to take it. It's not possible to take it at once. The maximum you can take is 2 to 3 at a go. It's not everything for effectiveness. So it may take you time. Now, after you have sat down and you have done your own, call your core team. Again, like I told you, this will help you after you have done assessment. This will help you in system thinking. So as from today, I want you to think systemically. Systemically in the sense that you are thinking of how everything you do becomes part of your operation, not just a stranger that you bring and goes out immediately. That's the problem of school. A school owner brings something now because it has not been systemized. After 2 years, the thing dies naturally. So think systemically, then sit down with it one after the other. Like I said, I can work with you if you want me to work with you. And so then after that, then if you don't have a team, go and say your workers are your team, but go and have a core team. I will recommend just 5 to 6 persons will be in your core team. Then go and have your inner circle, 2 to 3 persons. Those inner circles they are the ones that have everything. They are like you. That if you close your eyes and you are not there again, things will move because they are there. Those are your inner circle. They understand you. They know your character. They know your challenges. They understand your weakness. They know your strength. They are deeper than others. At least 2 or 3. That if you close your eyes and you say, for the next 4 years, I don't want to enter the school. Because they are there, things are going. If you don't have people like that, your school is in problem. Over the time, it will fade off. It will crash. You must have. You must have. So after you have gone through your own, you must take the first phase of going through it, working on it, and then you now call your core team, your inner circle. Then you brainstorm again so that you can refresh it. Then you now have a strategy. And I was saying something the other time in an educational organization. Apart from statutory meeting, have an evaluate or assessment meeting. That what you are going to come and do in that meeting is just to assess. Then, so there are 3 meetings that you must have. There are 3 meetings, basic meetings you must be having. You must have your statutory meetings. The teachers are meeting, you are meeting with the teachers, HODs are meeting, all these ones are meeting and the likes. Those are statutory. You must have a strategy meeting. In fact, it's one of the reasons why I challenge school owners, school leaders. Why will you be, you have used a whole session, no strategy meeting. Nobody is saying, like, this is a strategy meeting now. Nobody is saying, what are we doing? Where are we going? How do we get there? All we have come to do is to be saying, you did not do this work very well. You did not do this work very well. You did not do this work very well. On that long run, you are not going to achieve anything. There must be strategy meeting. Then the third one is innovation meeting. So you can start strategy meeting and assessment meeting together, because when you assess, you can strategize. But you can do the first two I've mentioned with your core and your team, but do the innovation meeting, like this with your inner circle, because it's not everybody that can think in that way. So you take it from the inside to the outside. That's the way it works. So let me stop here. I've used 1 hour. I thought I was going to use 30 minutes. So I will be welcoming questions and lessons. This is what we have come to do. That workbook, you can work on it. If there's anything, you can let me know. That if you have worked on it, let me know. It's for you to answer as well. Time will not permit us to now sit down. We are supposed to have even made this thing like in the next, what's it called? What we do is in the next masterclass, we're still going to do something like, but we introduce another thing to it. Maybe that will be next year. We'll make it a week program, because it requires deep work. But I know with what you have done, I know you have learned a lot. So if you have learned a lot, let me know. Give me your feedback first, then you can start asking questions. Feedbacks, I need feedbacks. Let's see ourselves. Open your camera and let's see ourselves. Can I have feedbacks from everybody? Who is going first? Can I have feedbacks from everybody? I hope you have learned 1 or 2 things. Let me even be sure. Have you learned something today? Because I have to be sure. Have you learned something? Who is talking? Can I hear us? Have you learned something?
Yes, we have.
Nobody. I was wondering if we have not learned anything, because yes, nobody is. Okay. Now, before we start with the interaction, let me off this one so we can start. We can start with the interaction. Let me. Okay. Now, to start with, do we have questions? Let's start with questions or area of concern. So what I've done summarily for us in this session is to tell us what to do with the documents that we have provided, and tell us how things are supposed to be, so that you now go back and sit down. So the essence is to leave you to go and work. You have learned what innovation means. We have given you areas to innovate and all design. The work now is for you to now go back and sit down and start making things happen. So that's what we have done. And that's the strategy. So let me get our questions now. You have questions? Do you have questions? Does that mean everything we have said is well understood? Can everybody hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, you're very much audible.
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering when I couldn't hear. Now, are there questions? Are there area of concern? Okay, who is talking first? Please, if you want to talk, just let me know. Mr. Mapula, right?
Yes, that's Mrs. Mapula.
Okay, Mrs. Mapula, let's have you first. Everybody will talk. If just on your video, can I see so I can also see your face? As you are seeing me in mine, let me see your beautiful face. Then before I forget, happy Father's Day to all fathers that are here. I was supposed to have done that before. We are not going.
Thank you, thank you. Thanks.
Happy Father's
And
Day.
same to you.
We
Happy
celebrate you.
Father's
We
Day to
celebrate you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Okay.
and same to you.
Okay. Okay. Mrs. Mapula, can I have your questions or any area you want us to touch?
No, I don't have a question. I've just learned a lot. I've learned that we have concentrated too much on subject mastery, not curriculum mastery. I've learned a lot about how we were doing some of the things very wrong.
Okay, thank you. Okay, who else want to talk? Let's have you. I think somebody East L wanted to talk the other time. East L. I don't know the name. I don't know the name. East L. Are you talking? Do you want to
myself?
Talk? Okay.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sharing the same sentiments, but there is one thing that I've got a question on.
Okay.
Like most of our schools are state-owned schools.
Owned schools. Okay.
Yeah, and the power is centralized.
Okay.
Curriculum is planned from above.
Okay.
They bring it down, like though
they hand it over to you.
Of course, as a school, we can decide on the curriculum, but when it comes to the
Okay, you want me to answer? I should answer the question. Let me talk. Let me talk about the curriculum. I think I got what you want to say. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Now, for state-owned school. Now, even whether it's state or private, one thing I found out is that we have national curriculum and then we have state curriculum. For some countries, but for Nigeria uses basically national curriculum. Now, like I've said, what the government expects for you is to cover the curriculum. That's the basic expectation, that you cover the curriculum. How you want to cover it, they might not necessarily what's it called, make a but theirs is that you cover it and prepare your student for exams and they excel. Now that is where
Precisely.
that is where your innovation comes in. I think I was sharing something the other time that as a chemistry expert, I noticed that in the national curriculum, what's supposed to be at the front, they put it at the back. So as a teacher, instead of me taking it in week 13, I can decide to take it in week 2. You are the alpha and the omega of that curriculum. The major thing is that the content of the curriculum are thoroughly done and they are quality. That's what the government is requiring from you. So I would say that being a state-owned school is not a major barrier. And then again, I have seen state-owned school leaders introducing few things into their curriculum with the permission of the local authorities. For instance, there is a particular school leader, Dr. Tajuddin. He introduced technology-aided learning, and because he started it with the approval of the local, with the approval of the local authority, because he started it, he did a video. It was everywhere. The video went viral, and the state government saw it. They needed to provide more facilities for the school. They provided more facilities because they saw that it was an innovation that should not die. So like I've said, for state-owned school, you can be very, very innovative. The only condition is that you make sure the local authorities are carried along. You don't do things outside of their knowledge. Whatever is good, nobody, it will be a foolish person. It will be a foolish person that will say this thing is good, but don't do it. So, but make sure that make sure that you are getting the right approval where necessary.
Yes, okay, thank you very much.
Okay. So who else has a question? Who else has a question? Our RIP school, Kaduna. Any question? Any Our RIP school. Okay. Mrs. Gift Nageli, you want to ask a question?
Yes, I wanted to know if it's possible that you can maybe give us a draft of what you have on this matrix for school innovation strategy planning table.
I want to get that. I want to get that point. I'm trying to get. Please recap. I'm trying to get what you are saying. What you mean?
No, you said you were working on the school innovation strategy planning table using a matrix table. So
no, what I said. Okay, maybe you didn't meet us when we started. What I said was that for the matrix table, just let me explain. What I said was that for the matrix table, is supposed to be 1 to 10. You are supposed to assess the innovation the school is doing from 1 to 10, so you can know where you are. Then secondly, you are supposed to assess yourself as a leader. How innovative are you in those key areas? You rate yourself 1 to 10. After that assessment and evaluation, that is when you can go to the strategy planning.
Okay. Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Okay. Do we have any other person? Any other person? Our RIP school, Kaduna, Caroline, Pilis, Sarah, and Elias. Is there any question from anybody? Any question? I want to be sure that we are okay. I want everybody to say something. I want to be sure that you really understood and you're going to take action. Our RIP school, please say something.
Good evening, sir.
It's like we lost our lecturer. It's like maybe he's struggling with network because it's not there now. Phyllis.
Okay, I just wanted to say every question that I had, I think it is covered because it was all about the curriculum issue that in our country, we just follow what designed for us by the people above. My question is covered.
It's like the facilitator is not around. It's like maybe
he's gone.
Yeah, his network
He's
might
gone.
be.
He's gone with the wind.
Maybe it's a network issue.
vanished into thin air.
Yeah, maybe it's
You
not
vanished into
working.
thin air.
Yes,
So
Yeah, I
should
think
we call it
it's
a day, or should we just keep on waiting for him to come back?
yes,
I-
let's
I-
continue discussing some
I-
maybe.
No, you know what? I just lost my aunt, so I had to be out of the lesson. And when I came back, it's like he was talking up something about group forming of group of whatever. I don't know as to whether he was suggesting that we form groups or he was talking about it was part of his explanation.
I think it was part of what he
yeah.
was
Okay,
what he was teaching us about. There's nothing about food.
Okay. So I thought maybe I'm lost. I was just lost because I just had to go out then and come back again.
Okay.
Mm.
but the lesson is recorded. I think they can give it to us. Some of us came a little late, and maybe we need to go and do the whole thing.
So when are we
Yeah.
supposed to submit?
I think we can go through the recordings to catch up on
There's
everything.
this,
There was never
On
there was
yeah.
I can't hear
There
you.
was
nothing said about when to submit. I think
Okay.
he announced that in the group.
Okay.
okay.
So is this the last class that we are having today?
For today,
No,
I think it is.
something
I
about
mean, for today, I think it is.
No, I mean, are we still going to have another class of this nature? Maybe the other day.
I'm not really sure. I think it's about us discussing intensively into those things.
Okay.
But like you said, the implementation of this strategy, it's so intense. It will take some time. I'm not sure if, like he said, if we want to invite him, we can. But I'm not sure what at what cost.
Okay. Did you all of you check on the WhatsApp what was said? I
It will be
think there's a
something
message.
continuous, and it will take some time, of course.
There was a message that was sent this afternoon on the WhatsApp group.
Okay.
I'm quickly going to that message. It was saying, good evening. I think it was posted last night. Good
What
evening,
was it all
ladies.
about?
So I had he was apologizing for the challenge. Certificates are ready. Everyone does the assignment. Unless if I saw that in another. No, it was in another group. It's not in this one.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it was in another group. It's not meant for us. I'm sorry.
Okay. Maybe for today we can go and be busy with what we need to do, because the head of the institution is gone. The head of the class is gone. We may go and finish where we haven't finished.
Yeah, let us just call it a day.
Good night, my dear.
Good night.
colleagues.
Good night.
Good night.
Yes, and go and finish up the table. Evaluate your school. Evaluate yourself.
precise.
Is it that easy?
Yes,
Yo,
it's you are evaluating all happening at school.
eh?
Evaluate yourself according to that matrix, according to how it is being done at your school.
Yeah, I was writing down certain things that you were saying on his presentation. It was very informative. So after listening to what you were saying, then it's much easier to fill in the matrix.
Yes, it becomes much easier when you understand what you're supposed to do, looking
Mm,
at the situation at your school.
mm.
Of
No, Mapula, then I think tomorrow I'll have to contact you when I get stuck.
Yeah, let's talk
okay,
tomorrow then.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Good night.